Hello everybody. So the time has finally come for me to harvest all the potatoes and see how much I got. So they pretty much all died off, so I think it's time that I go and dig them all up. I dug up 6 plants about 2 weeks ago, and they were dying. They were small plants that were dying, so I dug them up just to see how big the potatoes were. So I got probably around 10 pounds from those 6 little plants. So now I have, I think, 13 more potato plants to dig up. So I'm interested to see how many pounds of potatoes I get. When I got the land 5 years ago, it was just wild, bare land. So this is the first crop of food that is going to come off of it. I have potatoes left in the ground and then kale. The kale's been doing surprisingly well. I've already cut a bunch of it and eaten it, so I still got quite a bit left. It's still producing. It doesn't mind this cold weather that we've been getting, so I've got quite a bit of kale left, but I'm going to go dig up all the potatoes. So I was just in town for a couple days, and the last time I was out here I was dealing with the black bear that was at the cabin and refused to leave. It was right up there eating Saskatoons and it wouldn't leave. Well, when I left to go into town, I was worried about if the bear was going to come back and if it was going to destroy anything. And sure enough, it did come back, but the only thing it destroyed was this bucket. For some reason, it chose to take out its frustration on this bucket, and it drug it down here and chewed it apart. There's a tooth mark, and it just broke it to pieces. It's another tooth mark. So for some reason it thought it didn't like this bucket. Alright, so I'm going to head over here to the potatoes and start digging them up and see what I get. Come on, Odin. Okay, so I've already dug up these 4 plants, so I've got all of these to do. As you can see, they're all pretty much finished. If you guys remember when I was planting these are Yukon Gold potatoes. So they're all yellow potatoes. this was the best one so far. So I think next year this soil's going to be a lot better, because it seems like these potatoes have broken it up a lot. Here's some nice sized ones. I got my trusty dog out in here watching out for bears. One thing I know I didn't do well enough, and it probably made me not get as many potatoes, is I didn't hill them up enough. It's exciting digging up food though. Alright, that does it. I've got them all dug up. For the first time growing something up here, I think it did pretty good. Especially since I used the clay soil and just added some potting soil and some manure to it, so they couldn't grow super deep because they only had about maybe 5-6 inches of soil that was broken up. The rest was pretty compact clay. So because of that, I don't think they grew as many potatoes as they could have, and I didn't hill them up enough. If I would have hilled them up more, I think they would have produced more potatoes. But I did pretty good, I think, for what I had planted. It's definitely going to be enough potatoes for me for a while. And they're all a fair size. This is one of the bigger ones. Most of them are around this size. They look really good. So this is what I've dug up so far, and I got about 10 pounds already up in the cabin from the first 6 plants I dug up. So okay, so that's this year's potatoes dug up. It's not as much as I thought it was going to be, but I'm not disappointed. It is this was pretty much just a little bit of a test garden here to see what can grow and if potatoes can grow outside. Next year I'm going to be planting a lot more, so I'll get quite a bit more next year. But this was pretty much just, I planted these and left them alone for the majority of the summer. I didn't even have to water that much because we got so much rain. So it wasn't the best growing year. We had the, I think, record amounts of rainfall all summer, so I think I only had to water maybe 5 times, and for the rest of it they just were left alone. The deer did come in, and when they were younger they trampled some of them and ate a little bit of their tops, so that could have slowed them down too. So this was, I'm guessing, probably 30 pounds of potatoes once I add in what I've already got up in the cabin. So that's 30 less pounds of potatoes that I need to buy. Alright, so that does it for the potato garden. If you guys want to see the video when I planted, I made this little bit of a raised bed and planted the potatoes. I'll put a link to that video. And if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed seeing what those potato plants produced, then hit the like button, and if you haven't already, make sure to click subscribe.